Hello and welcome to my Let's Play of Granada in the VEF mod for Europa Universalis 4. Now we'll be going with the Glory of Byzantium scenario, where Byzantium is still strong and, well, let's say the Muslims are a little bit weaker. For example here. However, there's a few situations where, for example, Granada is stronger, stronger, where they've retained areas of land here, and Morocco is their vassal. However, other certain powers, or powerhouses even, such as the Ottomans, they do not exist. Instead, you've got this massive Byzantium here, which is one hell of a difficult opponent to beat. However, they have got 666 development, so they're supported by the devil. Lol, not really. Now, in this mod, they get their own unique empire type, as do most other noticeable empires, such as the Palan Empire. Look at this. Plus 7.5 discipline. So even if they're Buddhist, and they go into negative karma, that means they're going to still have more than your normal nation. Khmer gets its own empire, for example. Less unrest, more manpower. And you got Chinese Mongol Empire, which prioritizes cav over infantry. Now Yuan is arguably the strongest nation on earth at the start. But my objective in this is going to be try to survive, which is nevertheless the objective and everything, and see if I can begin to reclaim Iberia. Nevertheless, I am at risk from Castile being a bit of a pain in the ass, but I should be able to recover from the down period Granada has had in this time period, I guess. Now, sorry if you hear me eating. Because I'm not. Time to start up, but that's fair, I believe. And we're in. So Granada in this scenario starts out with a much better army than the regular Granada. Now, my only concern is surviving. And I can support up to 12,000. So my current army, I'm going to boost with 3 infantry, but I'm going to build those in North Africa. Tlemcen will be invaded. In particular, I'm going to fabricate on their capital quickly, and the rivals I shall have shall include barely stronger Castile. Apparently Castile is barely stronger, the much weaker Tlemcen, and my most likely target after Castile, Aragon. Now, Morocco does love us, but their liberty desire is still relatively high. They could get quite out of hand if I allow them to. But I'm going to want to annex Morocco as soon as possible. Oh, and vassal. So, we get an alliance request, and Bejaya, I don't think I'm gonna need it. I'll leave them by themselves and they can suffer. Now Tlemcen likes me, which doesn't really matter since I'm just gonna crush them if I can anyway. Now if I take all this Tlemcen land here, I can probably continue the push on. and form quite a strong nation out of the sands of North Africa. However, there's one thing: I am Western, which gives me, of course, the Western units, as well as a very fast tech-up rate in comparison to Muslims, such as these ones. So, in reality, I'm going to be a deal stronger than all of the opposition, at least after a short time where I begin to get my techs going. Now, they want Granada naturally takes mercenary army, which I disagree with. I'd prefer to go with standing army, which requires a bit more. Now, I'm going to go with a quality setup. So, this will give siege ability, morale recovery speed, morale of navies, discipline. Land attrition will decrease, I'll get extra prestige from naval battles, and my ships will become more durable. And then eventually I'll get a lot of extra tradition, which would be very, very useful. Now, my king is 21 and my heir is 30, so I expect my heir to die first. But in reality, both of them are pretty crap. So I'm going to combine the entire army here. And hopefully I can get a relatively nice leader out of one of these two. You're a moderate guy. So let's go to speed 3. So we've got the 10th best military apparently. No, I'm going to invade you later. I don't care about you at all. So now it's just a matter of getting that claim done. And it wants me to build more ships. I doubt that. What's the requirements? At peace. That is it. Now that would give a considerable amount of base tax, but I am still hesitant to do it. While Tangier is a good province, I'd prefer to remain in Iberia. So let's see. So the integration, it will probably be done relatively fast. Now I'm still making a decent amount of money. Now it wants me to make a lot of ships too. So I'm gonna create a proper fleet. I'm going to set that up. Now I have two decisions to form Andalus. This one here. They're basically the same, excluding this one takes admin tech, while this one takes stability. This one just allows you to do it faster, but as far as I can tell, they both give the same sort of level of, let's see, achievement when you do it. Because either way, you still have to own the same provinces. Now let's change of country. Cordoba will become the new capital. 25 prestige will be gained, all provinces, and the exact same here happens. So, in all reality, I can go with either one. Now, this means I will eventually gain stability there. And Portugal is in the... Oh, come on. They're allied with Tunisia, which is not the greatest thing in the world, I'll be honest. But why is Tunisia always the one that gets attacked? Either way, I'm gonna have to wait till my diplomats are back. Or rather, I can call this one back, because I believe I've got significant relations with him. Actually, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'll affect it much. So I don't need to keep on improving relations with you. And instead I can just declare on Tlemcen. Now Tunisia is here and does want to join. But I could let them instead get sieged down quite a deal. By, for example, Portugal. Which would give a nice little bit of advantage. Now he would no longer join occupied and besieged provinces. Now I'm going to drop down to speed 3 and I'm going to rush him. Or rush his army down rather. And get it out of the equation quite fast. Good war. Seems like the start didn't exactly have that many. Looks like we're gonna win though easily thanks to superior numbers. My outright intention is annex the entirety of it, let Morocco do the sieging, I'll chase down their army. Okay, our monarch has already gone insane. That did not take long. Where's he retreating to? I don't think he meant to... Is he gonna just swing all the way around? Or something? Either way, it looks like we've got Tlemcen under our belt. Now, the main challenge of this Let's Play is going to come from reconquering all of this. Or rather, conquering it back or such, I'm not really sure what you would call it. Now, there's no strait here, so this will eventually get an overseas penalty. Can split them in half. There we go. You go up there. So if I conquer all of Tlemcen, that'll give me a considerable boost in land mass. And should begin to allow me to look to reconquering lands here. Now in particular my focus would be likely Cadiz, Sevilla and Huelva and Cordoba or Cordoba. Gain some piety. Now I won't have to convert for a little bit. Now he has one siege, but he doesn't, but I'll prefer to let him siege it down himself and take all the attrition and such. So it looks like we've got a few of them done. Now if I reconquer most of this, I need to most likely do it before the Iberians begin colonizing. I'd say would be the best chance. Integration stage 1. So look at this. They're being. We've crushed the Tlemcens. And I can annex all of it. It would only cause a bit of aggressive expansion. With the only the Muslims will really care, I'd imagine. So yeah, I can do it without threat, really, I'd imagine. An extra 2 ships will add on to the fleet. So let's see, add them on. 11 ships, 2 galleys, 3 trade ships, mainly transports. But it still doesn't matter much. Either way, my particular focus will most likely be take over Iberia, and from there we will most likely advance into the southern French region. Hopefully we can manage that, and hopefully France by then will be a massive threat. So that'll be a nice challenge, hopefully. I'm at war with Tlemcen. Why would they import iron to me? Please. So it looks like I can siege now. And I can actually go to that province, since it's owned by my vassal, and discover it, so I'm going to do that. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to have anywhere near enough admin power to do the coring. But look at that lovely increase in land. Now, one province is Ibadi, so I'm going to have to convert it. I'm going to set that to convert now. Immediately. And it looks like it does sort of cost a bit more due to a certain increased coring cost, 150%. So this is going to make coring it all a bit painful. So I'm going to focus admin and just try and make it less painful. Now we've got salted beef, mates. Yeah. Once that's been discovered, I shall head up here and begin patrolling it. So now I can support 16,000 troops, which is quite a considerable amount. Once Morocco's annexed, I'll have 20,000 plus, which should give quite a considerable advantage over the Iberians. No, Tunis, I do not want to. Now, Waran, which was a very rich province, now that is going to have to be integrated later. So I can hopefully do this. Now I am going to rise the autonomy here. I do not want a revolt on my hands, because a revolt is never a good thing. Oh, and I could only go there because we were in a war together. Hilarious. Either way, Morocco shouldn't pose too much of an issue. Let's see. What is the vassal integration state? 6.8. And 3 years, 6.8. It'll take a while to get them integrated. The Sultan shall joust. Nice. That's lovely then. Very nice. So that's some extra prestige there. Nah. I'm not going to be able to integrate their land if I decide to go for it. So Portugal is going to have to become my rival too, I guess. And Portugal does have a weaker army than me. Now, Castile, due to his particular thing of liking Aragon right now, which I don't like either. So I'm going to pull back into here. Now, I'm going to definitely focus on getting a lot of things done. In particular, more of North Africa under my control. And it looks like a certain Tunisia just lost its biggest and best province. And they're allied with Canon Bornu, but Canon Bornu's African, so I don't think it'll matter much. I'm making enough money to hire an advisor, and of course, I'm going to hire an admin advisor. So he'll give some extra points in a lot of areas. Or rather just the extra point in admin, which will help in getting all this called sooner and faster. Now that, with it being, with this in particular though, the main issue would be, I guess, these are baddies, but they're going to be gone quite soon. The baddies are gone. Now, if I take on Castile and Aragon at the same time, both of those alone I think are around as strong as me. Portugal's army, let's see what it is. Byzantium is very strong. The next strongest nation is a horde, and it's still nowhere near as strong. But either way, I have 12,000 troops, and Aragon has 11,000, for example, which is quite a good thing for me, I would imagine. Now Portugal has around, looks like they've recovered from the war, so I'd estimate 10,000. Castile itself has 8,000, plus all these from the little nations here. Now, in all honesty, now is probably not the greatest time to laze about. I need to get ready for a potential massive war. Because if they go for me, I won't stand the greatest of chances. So, I think I do honestly need a good ally, but Byzantium, I doubt is going to be willing to ally. Look at the distance between borders, attitude, navy strength, just a whole lot of bad. So if I conquer my way across North Africa and become a power to be reckoned with though, and rely on my own power, I should be able to competently begin taking land back. Just walk to Iran and do it from here. It'll split the army up temporarily into 2 6-snacks. I will move them back in preparation, despite the rebellion that could happen. Because I'm quite confident they won't. Now if I do end up in a war with them, the main advantage I'm going to have is these are going to be split up for a little bit. So I might be able to rush down, say, Cordoba's army, or Sevilla's army, And if I can kill those, that'll put me on much better footing. I do doubt Morocco's worth in a war like that though, which is why I do want to get them integrated, because if they were my own direct troops I can move them over there if I wished. And I'm going to bring the army up by another 2 troops, which I should be able to afford. And I'm going to build them both right on the capital, which I'm going to do just because that will focus a bit of the... It'll help me make more money because they'll take a while longer to build. And here's France invading Portugal. No mistake about that. It says right there, France. What you doing? And I definitely want to get this tech for... Well, they're probably already gonna get it before me because I have such a bad leader. Has anyone got any of the techs yet? Everyone's on red. Now, with my new lands down here though, I have got an increased army limit. Now the first artillery will be unlocked at Tech 8. And it'll take quite some time. Now, if my Sultan wasn't so bad, I'd probably have an easier time. Now, for 14,000, that should dissuade them. Well, the AI will recognise it as 22,000 troops, which is probably a lot. Now, the Andalusian lands are why I'm interested in taking them back immediately. So if I take all these provinces, it's basically these 2 nations here, not only will I become a considerable amount stronger, that's Cordoba has gone to help them, but that's gonna... Cordoba is the weaker one by the looks. I'm going to end at 30 minutes, so not very long now. And to be honest, Byzantium is terrifying, because quite frankly, if it decides, it can basically destroy any nation in the world. Now these are both joined, they would. So there's no real... France is getting shreked hard by England. I think England is going to be a bigger empire than France. Which is actually terrifying, but also interesting at the same time. These are a vassal of Aragon, so nothing particularly special about them. And Aragon's allied to a few strong nations. But if I do manage to take these both out, that'll probably give me enough to sustain 2 armies of 10,000 or more on the Iberian coast, which would be a very lovely thing. Now, I can't call that of a cheap province yet, due to the religious missionary there. But it shouldn't be a concern. Either way, we've just passed the 30-minute mark. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, where I'll most likely either get declared war on, or I'll declare war on Iberia. Or possibly Bejaia. See you then.